the amazing Lila Burns and Patrick Pedrosa. You can sit next to mine. You guys can cozy up on that sofa. You brought your bag with you.
I brought my tush kush.
Your tush kush.
Yo, so I did kind of like the hardcore Fandango. Fandango? Yeah, just did.
I've done probably over a dozen panels this weekend. That's the most energetic intro that I've seen someone do. Committed. How are you guys doing? Welcome to MegaCon. Having a good weekend so far?
It's been a blast.
Bit of a blast.
I'm adjusting still. I think I'm adjusting to the time. Kind of, I gotta go back and adjust again.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes.
Have you guys frequented the UK often?
I was at the UK last year for. I've been in MegaCon Dublin and MegaCon Manchester.
Wonderful.
And then after that, I went to. I did a couple of trips: Liverpool, London, and Edinburgh. So this is my second time in London.
That's a real cocktail of different accents that you must have heard. How do you find the variety of British accents?
Oh, I love it. Sunshine.
I live in Southern California, and it's gloomy where I live too. You know what I mean? So yeah, like it's overcast a lot, and sometimes, you know, but yeah, it's been pretty cool. Like, you know, tomorrow I don't have to do anything. Well, I'm here with my wife, so I've got to do a lot of stuff. But maybe she has to do shopping. I don't know what we're gonna do, but yeah, it should be fun. We'll see.
As a nation, we're pretty used to things being overcast. 97% of our days are overcast. So as a nation, we're enthused with a wistful melancholy. That was deeper than I wanted it to be. How the room go, and he's right, but I wish he wasn't.
I wish to feel the sun upon my face.
Please, Papa, tell me about the sun again, Father. I miss warmth, Papa. So obviously, the first thing that we should probably do for people who aren't 100% sorry about being a sickly Victorian child. Papa, please, Papa.
What is going on here?
This has been an astounding
It's a falling of crew.
Listen, I'm already having the best time. I don't need the questions. We can just sit here and impersonate.
Make things grow.
Take your bit of earth.
Don't expect anything to come of it.
Don't expect anything to come of it.
I used to watch The Secret Garden, which is one of the most depressing movies when you're like 7 years old and you decide, I'm gonna eat popcorn and watch The Secret Garden, and then you watch it and you're like, this is really depressing. My favorite line was the bit of earth. Please, might have a bit of earth. Like,
For a shiny shilling. Yes. Well, I'm glad you've been so influenced by such British culture as The Secret Garden. So let's go through the rigmarole that we should do.
Yes.
Would you like to introduce the characters that you guys play within Genshin?
I suppose so. I'm Lila Burns, and I'm most known as Deputy Xiao in Genshin Impact.
Patrick Pedrosa, I voice Scaramouche, Wander, Haka, Big Kazushi, Don Sombrero. They're all one person, so hey.
That's a nice number.
There's like 20 more names out there, you know, so I don't actually know them all.
So I feel like a good place to start is at the beginning. How did you guys get involved in Genshin? From the start of the audition?
On a sunny Tuesday in the before time. Before, when we could see people face to face instead of behind the pane of glass.
No, it was. I had a weird situation happen. So I found out after the fact that a lot of the Genshin cast received an entire audition packet and went through the whole procedure of going through things. I was not that case. I had worked with the director on a couple other projects. Chris had heard me doing everything from teenage boys to wolves and creatures and things like that, and he knew kind of, I guess, a general idea of my range. And he called me in to the studio to audition for this angsty teenage boy, and I looked at the artwork and I listened to the sample and I was like, this is pretty cool. So I kind of did it, and then we toned it back from where it originally started, which was a little bit too aggressive.
Sure.
And then I found out later that I was the only person he had asked to read for Xiao. And then I got a call back 2 weeks later when I was visiting my family in Connecticut, and then we kind of read some more stuff talking about fear of lightning and rain and things like that, and demons not stopping for it, and that's kind of how it happened.
So you didn't have to sort of go, please, Papa.
Please, Papa, I was playing Genshin.
Please let me play
I
Xiao.
to make an impact to my life.
Patrick, same question over to you. At your audition process. Please, Papa.
People got packets.
Apparently.
Wow, I got like.
Would you like to explain what a packet is?
Yeah, please. I don't even know.
Not really a packet, but apparently like not a physical packet, but like a little list of actual characters for like a whole bunch of the characters in the game was sent out to a bunch of agents for the email, for the audition. And for whatever reason, I guess certain people were just chosen specifically to read for one character, and I was one of those people. So that was interesting. I was like, wait a minute, I could have read for Paimon?
Yeah. How was your Paimon voice stage?
Paimon, that's you!
Hey, what's up? I'm Paimon. Oh, you shouldn't go there. This would be a good place to get some red chickerfish.
You guys are crazy.
We're all movies, like the jet lag and the
Yeah, I didn't get a packet. I got like, it says Scaramouche, here's one line, bro. Like my agent's like, here you go. Try this character.
Good luck.
Good luck. Like, it was like 2 lines. And then 2 weeks later, I booked the job, and then 2 years later, he was playable, right? I had like 1 session, and then I didn't come back. I think it was like the Stars event, and had 1 session, I came back 6 months later, and then I didn't come back for a year to start doing the trailers, and I was like, I didn't know what the game was. Still, when I was doing the trailers, I was like, what game is this? Like, I didn't even know. I don't play games, hardly, and yeah, it was pretty weird. Yeah.
So much.
Yeah, you guys, just to let everyone know, I don't play Genshin. Yes! I do it! Every time I say that, I hit the crowd.
You have cleft my heart in twain.
I'm not using my kid as an excuse, but I got a 6-year-old.
I beseech you.
Anytime I have to myself, I'm like running or like auditioning or doing something.
But you must try. You must see your love. What if it take your life into another dimension?
We the best fans. Well, how many gigs does it use on your phone? How many gigs?
I use a PS5.
Okay.
I put it on an 86-inch TV, and I live in Genshin.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Like me on my phone?
No, you can do console. That's what I'm all about the games that I play. So.
Now, these are. I'm conscious about that actually. We don't all play a lot of.
Let's get some more.
Is that all the time we have? That's all.
That is all the time.
An hour or something.
No, it's a half-hour time that starts at a bit.
Sorry.
But I also want to talk about that you guys don't just voice acting Genshin. You're more dimensional. You have lots of things. So Lila, for instance, you're Xiao in Genshin, but you're Demeter and Persephone in Hades, which is a very popular game. See? Your voice is in Diablo 4. And of course, you're most well known for Barbie Skipper and the Big Babysitting Adventure.
That's right. It's already the pirate.
Yeah.
AKA the Glyph Council leader.
And Patrick, you're obviously Scaramouche, which when I was reading a list of other roles you've been in, I was listening to Bohemian Rhapsody by Queen.
Yeah.
Because Scaramouche, Scaramouche, and that was the weirdest coincidence in the world. But
Is it a coincidence though?
no, I deliberately set it up so that was going to happen at that time. But you also play Gus and Sandy in Brawl Stars. Your voices in games like Fallout, Omega Strikers, and of course you're best known. I've written these carefully in this as the Good Luck Bear and the Care Bears.
Yeah.
Why did you get involved in Care Bears?
Do you know what's funny? This is like, people ask a question about voice acting and like, how do I get in? I went to a workshop, and I didn't want to go to this workshop because I didn't want to go anyways. I asked my wife, hey, can I go to this workshop? I went, we were low on money. The casting director who was running it was emailed me after and said, hey, you did pretty cool in the class. I'm casting your Care Bears, so I just want to meet for all parts. And I was like, all right, cool, wow. So I read for a part, she's like, oh, you got Good Luck Bear. Can you do 52 episodes? I was like, yeah. So, yeah, that's how
It's sort of jumping to the end of the question I normally ask, but actually on the topic of that, you sort of mentioned that there's so much that you're thinking just in terms of the effort sounds you make. how would you advise people? Because actually, by way of cheering, are any of you aspiring voice actors or currently voice actors? Okay, so what would be your advice for how to go about learning the foundations for training to do those kind of differences? Because there's a lot more to it than people recognise. But how would you say? I mean, obviously, learning to act is sort of the main thing you have to do. But what else would you advise for people to learn how to do those sort of nuanced differences?
Well, I mean, for me, for learning efforts, it was really actually studying with specific video game coaches that would go over very specific ways of reacting. I mean, it was really just monkey see, monkey do kind of stuff for me. But obviously, if you I mean, I used to do martial arts back in high school. That obviously helps if you do anything, any sort of sports, anything that involves where you're controlling your breath, that's going to help as well. Vocal training, I have a background in singing and theater, musical theater, before I started doing voiceover. So learning how to, the biggest thing you need to do when you're doing video games and cartoons is all breath related. Because in every scene, okay, this part you're screaming and you're falling off a cliff, and you need to make sure that you have enough air, and also that you don't pass out. There's going to be scenes where your character is running, and you're just, you're going to be, it's going to feel like hyperventilating. You need to be able to support that enough. So any kind of training, especially vocal, singing, having a voice coach, anybody that teaches vocal health, those are going to definitely come in handy.
This is all good advice if you're a voice actor. Listen to this.
I would say, for me, I like to work out and be in physical shape. For me, I don't live, I mean, a little bit, but it's mostly working out is for my mental clarity. I get anxious, I got like OCD, and when I work out and stuff, it kind of clears my head to go in the booth. And and I would say, if you're starting out being a voice actor, be humble. There was a lot, even when I booked Care Bears, I did, and Genshin, I did commercials before that, and I did a couple video games, but not as big as Genshin, and there's a lot of things I didn't know going into my first session, and I was really humble, and I knew how to do this, that the director was coaching me through efforts, and this is how you do a really cool effort, and teaching me, and it's kind of, it's humbling. It's like, oh, okay, there's a lot I don't know, so keep that I don't know, but I'm willing to learn attitude and just be humble about it and do your best. That's all I do.
There's sort of the difference between voice acting and then commercial voiceover, and sometimes one will inform the other. And everyone here is, most people in here are from the UK. You've all heard UK adverts. They all have the same melody to them. Are you paying too much for your car insurance? It's all the same. And so I do commercial voiceovers. And once you learn the melody, you can do any job in the world. Not in the world, but in the UK. Because it's all the same adverts. And I think there's sort of these foundational skills or tones or things that once you learn, you can start to apply.
Well, for the most part, now commercials are, at least in the US, are super conversational. So there is no one specific tone. In fact, if you have the same tone throughout, they're going to say it's not sounding like a real person. They want raw, unpolished, like somebody just pulled off the street and was given a microphone. They want ums and uhs and things in the audition that make it sound really real. And then they'll make it sound a little more commercial, but yeah, I think that's a little bit different in terms of at least what we have. Our range of stuff is everything from car advertisements, which are really big, to just hey, you should check this out because this is a really cool product.
A lot of ours I think they try and do that, but it's a lot of, I was recently in a car crash, and that's why I killed my husband. It's always something really unusual. But they're all the same. Again, you all recognize that I have the same melody. Exactly. All calls are recorded for monitoring purposes and to send you to the police. And I like that. I think it's so important.
Sounds cool though.
Yeah, but you say that, but that's because you're quite used to it. I've had 30 years of listening to it.
I've heard that too. I've got on the radio. Wow, this is a very...
Radio adverts in the UK are the worst.
They're really intense.
I used to DJ for a local radio station, and it was always the shittiest adverts in the world, where people are going, what's that? There's an idiot on it, everybody. So you go, oh God, this is...
Please tell me more.
Exactly. It's so... Oh, there's something really good about it. But enough about talking about British accents. There's no way we have 15 seconds. Oh, we're 15 seconds over.
Yeah.
Nah, forget it. I'm asking more questions. Catherine Tate could wait. See, I'm a poet, and I don't know.
Yeah, there's a take delay. And,
Sure, a Tate delay. Guys? See? It got one laugh. Forget it. So, there's a couple of things I'd like to ask within the world of voice acting. Obviously, we could go into depth about specific characters, but you guys also have booths here, right? So you guys can, if you have any personal questions you'd like to ask about characters or things, please do go and see these guys at their booths, get things signed, get a photo, whatever you might want to do. But I'd like to know a couple of really interesting things. Firstly, what's the most memorable bit of direction you've ever had across your career? Even if it's something quite unusual. For instance, I interviewed a girl from Game of Thrones, and her character was burned to death in the series. And her most memorable bit of direction was, yell cucumber if the fire's too hot. That's going to say you remember forever. Do you have anything that's unusual like that, or even say that actually stuck with you as, oh my god, that was genuinely helpful direction that I've now taken with me forever?
There's been little bits of things that have helped me over the years. One specific note in terms of especially video games was focus on your character, your opposing character's eye line. Where is your character looking when they're talking? How far away are they? Proximity. Are they looking out the window wistfully? Because everything is like a movie. And then in terms of direction, there's two bits of direction that I'll never forget. One is just the actual description of what I needed to do in a scene from God of War when I was Gondel from Muspelheim, one of the Valkyries. And they're like, all right, in this scene, you're going to have your wings ripped out of your back, and your soul will be freed, and you're going to let out the most blood-curdling scream imaginable, and go. Wow. And the other one was, I was dubbing a live-action series where this woman gets roped into helping a woman deliver what she thinks is a baby. It turns out to be an alien. And in the scene, I'm helping deliver this creature, and they said, I'm actually delivering the baby. They said, okay, that was great, but we need to hear, on the second part, the first part of the read was great, but on the second part, we need to really hear like you're talking directly to her hoo-ha. Basically, it's like, this up here, and then I talk to the baby down here.
That's a hell thing to hear in your ear, and
yeah.
Talk to the hoo-ha.
Yeah, pretty much. Right, that was good, but we want to hear the physicality of your head going down, because now you're reaching in to grab the baby. And I was like, well, I'm never going to forget that one.
That's super good. We're going to come over to you, Patrick, for this quick.
Direction-wise, I don't know the direction, but the scene was when Mahita takes the whole boss battle, and when Mahita takes a Gnosis, because I went from being super confident to booer and wretched vermin, and then getting my Gnosis taken, and I had to go completely opposite directions within that session. So that part where he says anything about the Gnosis, I remember Chris is like, dude, you're gonna have to bring it right here. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you're gonna see. So he showed me, and then I just belted some stuff out, and imagine I was the character, and that's it.
And here you are now.
Yeah, yeah.
So finally, because we're going to have to get off the stage, I want one quick thing, super quick thing. If you guys could leave people who come to see you today with one thing to take away, whether it's about your career and voice acting or whether it's about life, what would you like them to remember from you today? A piece of wisdom.
Well, not to get too philosophical, but I believe the meaning of life is love. And I literally believe that everything that we bring out into the world is based on our energy. So, for me, that's kind of been my mantra. I feel like whatever you bring out, you get back. And that also can transfer into your personal life, into your acting life, into your business life, whatever it is that you're doing. Just be good to one another, be good to yourself. Because we're not as nice to ourselves as we should be to other people, and that's been a big lesson for me over the years is really the mental health aspect of our journey is so important. Find those people that you can talk to when you're having a tough time. It's been amazing to see what Genshin has done for people that are struggling and how it's connected to them. And people have reached out to me, just people that I don't know that have told me, or have asked me questions in terms of getting through mental health issues, and it's just something that I also personally relate to. I'm the daughter of two psychologists, and I'm an empath. So for me, it's like, don't feel like whatever you're going through is too much to share with somebody. It's more important to be open, honest, and real, and the people that truly care about you will be there for you.
That's a very warm thing for you all to take away. Patrick, coming over pretty deep again.
I would say be humble, take care of yourself, and realize that everybody else has their own individual story, you know what I mean? And your life could change like this, for the better, for the worse. You don't know what every day's gonna bring, but I'm just grateful to be here with these people and be here. Like I'm on Genshin, I get to go to England. It's just insane. So I'm living my dream right now. So thank you guys. Appreciate
We're grateful to have you guys. You guys give it up for live version.